Okay. So, if you didn't buy really big down here, then you kind of missed out. The euro dollar is going to 120 and beyond. Psycho auction today. Stock market makes record highs. The news came out. More people working. Not that that's a good thing, because now crime's going to go up. There goes your paradise. Time to arm yourself. Just when you think things are tame. See, when people are calling for blood in the streets, it's pretty tame. Remember the euphoria? The irrational exuberance? What did Greenspan call it? Euphoria, that's what Mark Douglas calls it. Stock market euphoria. I think stocks are going to get their head handed to them. I'm seriously looking. I hate this. Like, this thing's going to go nuts. I really am moving up my exits to 120.20. That was a discount. Here we go. So, quite a deep discount there. If you loaded on that thing, that was the swing trade of the week. Buying the stop hunt. Did you catch the stop hunt this morning on the euro dollar? I mean, just this morning, they popped it down about 5 pips and it raped up about 40 pips. So I had my trusty hotkeys running on that. Okay, get back off now. I'm putting sell stops on this demo. Testing out my sells. So this is a broker showdown. I was arbitraging this morning. This guy's ahead of this guy, so it's like the quickest adamant. Not to be confused with the artist formerly known as Sting. Okay, so here we are back in the saddle, trying to make money. So I'm gonna ride the storm out. I got a swing trade on. Looking for that in golf by tomorrow, by tonight. 20 pips to go to 119.40. Seller should come in at 119.30 because there's a previous support. But once this thing goes in golf, full auction, forget about it. Forget about it. They just took your car, your house. They just repoed your wife. Okay, so they cut her finger off. Took the diamond off her hand. So we're just trying to maintain a calm attitude. Get some zen going. Okay, so looking for psycho in golf. Now, had you loaded the wagon here at full auction territory on the 4-hour, you were a fucking genius. This is the target, right? But if we go shearing through this, forget about it. It's going to go full in golf. It's going to take out this trend line. It's just going to blow everybody's mind. The stock market's going to go right down the tube. Stock market just made record highs. So they trapped every bull on the planet, every Greenspan goober. Stock market is above that. Orange line is completely record territory right now. Unfair value on euro dollar. Ridiculous. Who's buying the stocks up here? It's just nothing but stop. It's just fueling on bear stops. So that's a tick chart of the euro. So I'm using this as a slight barometer, you know, like this was the trap. So the scalpers had the bears scalpers had their way with it right there, and then they rode it back, but then it had to cave in. Go with the flow. Okay, so I'm going to ride this fucker out. Now, if they shear up here, just go bash. I think stocks would crash, but this is the fundamental view that's bullshit. It really doesn't matter. All that matters is, did you load the wagon on this Euro trade? Jesus Christ. It's hard to accept all of the 60 pips of drama at the bottom there. It was a huge accumulation phase. This is the 1 minute euro dollar. So earlier today, you had limit orders sitting in the floor here, or when it's coming down. So what I did this morning, lying in bed, I'm double clicking as it goes down. Click, 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 and it's got about 6 different stops. And I'm watching the 5 minute chart, and it's bouncing up down 10 pips. So I know in my mind's eye just how tight the stops are there. And literally, once the market starts to move into your orders, it's scalping out as it goes through. Now, the other option is to buy at the market or put sell stops in. So you're just kind of like, it's going up, sell stops, going down, buy stops. They're really market orders. They're only 2 pips away from current price. So I'm scalping this right now on the very close to current price. So this one, I'm not really making too much money here. I just put sell orders in there. So it's scalping back to kind of this wick. That's the 4-hour chart. And the sellers are supposed to come in up here as soon as they clip the treetop. I got a 2-period RSI on that. But see the divergence here, it's pretty shallow. But if you took this divergence, you had to take profits. Because you can't ride this whole spike. Like if you had to stop here and you're trying to go long for the big haul long, they crushed you. So you had to use a tight bracketed order on these 4-hour drift down, and then buy stop stacking up here. If you don't cancel, replace, and you just keep stacking them up, then bam. But then they come down and went into made that wick down there. Right. So that was a bone crusher if you didn't have a limit grid in there. So now technically it's a sell if it closed here, because it's more of a, well, not really. But that's 2-period RSI, come on. 4-hour chart. Got to break this trend line up here. So it looks like we could go for it right now. So I'm going to buy back. I got the 5-minute chart here, and this is supposed to be the 15. So we're coming right up against this trend line here. But yeah, you're kind of chasing it here. But if you're scalping, I'm just trying to make a few pips, it looks like it is going to go nuts. It's top of the hour. And we just got 1 hour before there's a big drama move here at 3 p.m. I don't know why. Huge move. That's when the bonds used to close, and I don't see any bond market anymore. So maybe who left the algorithm? They walked away and left it. They left it baking based on the old closing times. Some big rich big boy left his algorithm churning and nobody knows about it. So that's my Forex movie. I'm going to make a sci-fi Forex movie where they're like, what the fuck's with these markets? And then they uncover this thing, and the guy's like, hey man, that guy, the whale, he left behind the we opened up a door and there was fucking room was all chilled out, bunch of servers churning away. The whole world's been trading against this fucking thing after he died. Been dead 10 years. But I don't know. This is kind of a... Why not? There was a banker movie with that Scientologist was in it. Welcome Back Kotter guy. So, anything goes, right? Yeah, you went short this. I think it could back off. I think it's going. Bitcoin's down a ton. Yeah. Bitcoin's funny because I was joking about Bitcoin, how when I was buying it on last weekend, playing around with it, and I said, wouldn't it be funny if this is like the shoulder for the tank? And I said, who's buying fucking Bitcoin up here? Like when you looked at the monthly, didn't your head just kind of explode a little bit? Like when you show somebody a monthly or weekly chart, show them a monthly chart, and they're like, huh, that could be overbought. Yeah. It's got a long way to backtrack. Okay, it looks like the buyers are coming in on the euro here, so I'm going to buy some more at the market. I can put the 1 minute chart up here. See the pullback? So that's my entry right there. I'm just going to buy. Okay, so I just went long there for just a little bit of a... I'm going to take my winning sells off. I'm going to go pure long. 1 minute chart. Right? 5 minutes after the hour's coming. We're about to break this trend line. Right? This is the signal. We want to be in before the break. We don't want to chase this stuff. Okay, a little panic. Okay, now looking for at least a 20 pip move here. 10 pips to the floor of the previous, this blue line. This is our target. And then we could put sells in. I didn't cash out of my sells on this broker, so I'm kind of getting screwed. Okay, so now you could add to your swing trade at this point. I guess I shouldn't say that it's all over, but it looks like a foregone conclusion to me, based on the way these markets behave. We had the Wednesday wick hunt classic, and then we have the news hunt a little bit lower. Well, actually, it never took out the low from the kind of the spaz move there. Yeah, the news came out, and we actually went lower. That's where all those sleeper cells could have got filled. You could have really loaded up down there. So now it's just the painful process of bleeding upward. So I'd put on add a couple here maybe. I always feel like I'm chasing. Of course, this is 1 minute chart, so it doesn't feel like I'm chasing it. Hey, Bitcoin just took it on the chin. Poor Bitcoin. I got Bitcoin here. I had to cut down all these things. Look at Bitcoin on the weekly. Ouch. There's a great goober entry on the daily there. Look at these dojis, man. Just put a fucking non-directional trade on right there. Look at that, baby. Here's your classic buy zone, but I think they're going to trip the wicks here. Boosh. It's like this. It's looking like the stock market. I wonder if that brings stocks down. This would be a big washout. What would be scary is if you have to come all the way back to this doji. People would be like, yeah, that Bitcoin, somebody hacked the blockchain. Ouch. That'll put a hurt on your, that'll harsh your melon. Okay. Waiting for one more gust of wind on the euro. This could be the place to just dump it. I don't know. It depends how big you're in. Look at the meltdown on this puppy. No chance of buyers coming in. I guess this is where you put your buy limits. Stack them and rack them. Wait for it to come down. So you run a trailing buy stop on top of that for a slight scalp, but I'd say that thing's gonna cave in. I think I wrote this one for the Bitcoin. It's all day long on that. Uh-oh, put the wrong ticket in there. Let's just put buys in for a bounce. Whatever, 30 pips. It's 3,000 inside the script. Okay, looks like another buy on the euro dollar. As we walk down to this top, become a bottom stuff. Okay, so I'm going to buy some here. This broker's got a double bounce. See, this broker doesn't know, so this broker I can beat. See, it's arbitrage. This guy's leading. I'm buying this broker. This guy's late. This Uniglobe. So Adamant's kicking Uniglobe. It probably has to do with the server connection. So we're already in even though this is overpriced, this costs more than this one, but the price is higher, but it doesn't matter because it's which one is first to move. You got to figure you get the first one that makes a big move is the one that has the fastest data feed. Logically speaking. Okay, so this last 50 minutes is critical, kind of like a panic move. The market starts to panic move. You get a big gust. Short squeeze stuff. Okay. Okay, she's going up. I'm gonna chase it. Throw in the kitchen sink. Throw in the kitchen sink on this one. All right. See what kind of price action we can get. It's price action traders. We don't trade unless the market's moving. It's all about the price action. All right. It's a sneaky, bullish drift up. Looks very scaring the shit out of the bears. They're going to have to buy back their shorts. Okay. Got to pull back in the 1 minute. Let's buy some more for a scalp. Oh boy. So, here we go. 15 minutes, the hammer comes down. The door is going to close. You're going to slam that door in your face. Boom. Fuck. This is so boring. Yes. The blue line. Gotta hit the blue line. We're screwed. Start washing dishes again. Really? Are they part of the same company? I've got Grand Capital. Grand Capital lets you, you need a, you can deposit with your phone, but you need a, you have to do that double verification with a phone to make a deposit. I talked to the guy at Grand Capital. He's on Skype. I talked to him years ago when he first set up shop. He lets you trade nano account. He lets you trade nanos. Everything's Bitcoin, though, for deposits. Yeah, so much for the rally. Looks like a painful drift back. I got too excited. They could hear me thinking about the retracement. Sellers came in there. I just put buy limits. The previous top. Coming back. Okay, buy one at the market here. Looks like a buy signal to me. It's holding the 5-pip yard line. So I'll put some buy stops in there. They only get picked up if it goes up. With the buy limit trailing below 15 minutes. Okay. Okay, it's very tight spreads here at Adamant, though. Fucking tight spreads. I mean, Grand Capital's got some wide spreads. Yeah, 4-digit. Yeah, no, it's 4 digits, though. It looks like trading corn. Yeah, you can place a trade with these scripts, though. You can do it with these scripts. Because these scripts, they won't go. This guy in Italy just rewrote them, so if they go, they go. Like, I'm trading it. It's just, literally, this one here said, do you want to keep running that script? There's no freeze. I can just hit buttons here like buy stops. Like if the broker doesn't let you trade inside the spread, it'll just ignore the order. It's fucking mind blowing, dude. It's like it's a license to steal. I'm just saying, 15 minutes. Even if you overtrade this, if you walk away 15 minutes, these orders disappear. Now, you won't get trapped on a buy stop that's too high, right? If you look at this 1 minute chart, right? So you got this. This would be your rear view mirror chart. Like, okay, this is your long-term time frame, which is about 5 minutes if you're on the 1 minute. So here I'm stacking up the same ticket, puts on a stop, puts on a limit. So it looks like this. See the stop and the limit, 15 minutes, and then this one's deeper. They're all 15 minutes though. So if I'm really bullish, I would just go like this and see it's saying, hey, do you want to stop? And if I say no, guess what? It didn't freeze. Okay. What it would do before is if you said, yeah, I want to stop it, and then you try to launch another script, you go, oh, do you really want to stop that and launch this other script? And you'd go, yeah. And it would crash the platform for 10 seconds. And I'm going to tell you what, when you're scalping, that's a lifetime. Like if you're going to pull the trigger, I wouldn't buy here. I'd wait for it to come back. But if you pull the trigger, it might take, in 2 milliseconds, it might spike down 3 pips, and you could just go, okay, nail at the market as it's coming back. Now, if you put buy stops, it keeps stacking them up here on the threshold. Of course, you got to do the math, make sure there's enough money in the account to keep hitting that button. But, right, it's like here's pullback. It's getting very quiet, small true ranges on the 1 minute, so you're kind of like buying a little more. You come ripping back any second. So you can put tight stops in, and then you put buy limit grids beneath you in case it comes ripping back. So if you perceive a pullback coming tonight, and they're going to stop hunt, anybody who does a stop here, you just start stacking these up at different intervals. You don't want to match any of the same prices. So you put all these like this, right? Same thing on this guy, but maybe this guy you're just going to trade the market because he's got the tightest spread in the world. This is I thought they charge a commission, but this is the spread goes to 0 here. So if you want to accumulate a 10K with a 3-4 pip stop, you can do it. So I got a 15 pip stop key. I got a 13 pip, 12 pip stop key. So here I would say, oh, I'm gonna risk buy at the market with 8 pip stop. Hit the key twice, you're in a 2K. It doesn't take much to get into 100K, trust me. I'm just hitting the buttons. I mean, you're not even having to look at, I got my hand on the keyboard, so you're just bashing away, or just buy stops. Now these are overpriced, those buy stops. And if it's already filled those, you're watching your margin usage and you're trying to figure out, well, you got to make sure you don't overload the account with too many orders. I suppose you could keep track of that, mark it down on a piece of paper as you're launching orders into the thing. Yeah. As long as they don't have the word while in there, they're the right ones. The last video I did, I just duplicated this platform here on the right. The Adamant is on the internet right now. In the last video link. Yeah. I think the euro's going to drift up. It's running out of gas. It could fall back to earth. Reality. I'm buying a pullbacks here on this guy. Every signal I get. So as long as it's in this 5 pips on these markers, I could put up a 2 pip grid. You'd be amazed how the market respects a 2 pip grid. Of course, it's constantly fucking like this is 2 pips. I got a 2 pip grid here. Forget Fibonacci. I need a 2 pip grid. See, here's a buy stop. Right, it's going down. Stop, entry only. They keep retesting this. They're retesting the 2 pip window. I got more confidence with the 2 pip grid. How about infinite Fibonacci? Did they have that yet? Two handles. Right. There you go. 2 pips. So I'm buying at the market with a 2 pip stop. Oof. Just went on sale. I'm gonna buy at the market. So now I'm going to stack the buy stops up. So if it keeps dropping, we'll just get picked up on the way up. I think this guy's making money in the sells. I might have sells on this one. So this is the 5-minute chart. I'm going to stack buy stops on that, because I'm already in $100 of margin. Just put buy stops on this one. 15 minutes. Set it, forget it. It's throwing in a limit down here, though. In case it plunges. I could hand place limits. It's a better way to go is to get set limits down here like this. So here's a tame order. This is for 1 hour. It's there's a 1 hour. Here's the 8 hour buy stop. Pretty far away. Let's see. Here's a just buy in here stops. So they're coming back into my limits, I think. So that pulled back 4 pips, I think, right? Take off all these other grids. Let's see. Let's trim it down here. Let's look at pure. 2 pips. Big 4 pip sell off. So if you have a 2 pip stop, they stop you out when you start buying again. So you're just counting the pips, really. Now the funniest thing is that, see, you can actually take this script and drop it on the other broker. I can take this script here from this broker and drop it over here. And it runs. Isn't that nuts? It's a universal script apparently, or some manner. Okay, so this buy stop is 2.2 pips away, right? So it sucks. Look at the respect for the 2 pip grid on that. So it's like a mini auction, or it's a breakout to go to hell right there. 2 pip auction. Bitcoin still going to hell? Going to take the Dow Jones with it? Look at the buyers came in on that Bitcoin. So if you're running buy stops on this, you would have made out for a little bit of a bounce, a Rooney. You scalp into the floor of that. Stocks are going through the roof. Stocks are on record territory. Here comes the euro dollar. Pick up the slack. Okay, so it's going. They're going together. So there's no correlation. They go together. They don't go together. They used to go together all the time. The dollar used to go up with the. Okay, so buy stops on this one. Chase it. Here too. So go for the big profit tickets now. Yeah, because the bankers are using that 2 pip grid, you know. That's their secret. Because they know the market will move 2 pips, because that's a spread. What's a bad spread broker? Yeah, it's quite a market. Okay, looking for that completion of the engulf here as you come into the 3 p.m. For some reason, man, people are bouncing their books. There's a fucking rush to the exits here. I don't know why. Yeah, there's light Forex out of Cyprus. I used to have this broker called IKO, and even I used to have a broker called they're out of Asia, called Insta Forex. I had Forex for You, Hot Forex. My God. I was a trading slut. I just couldn't. It was more fun I think I ever had in my life. Okay, we got to get a rally here on this 1 minute euro. Or it's lights out for the bulls. They've had their fun. Looks like waiting for the assault. The final nail in the coffin. This would be the time to do it. As the bottom of the hour approaches, if you look at the half-hour chart, it's really just screaming at the border. It broke out. Just psycho. So the sellers came in. There's a little doji here. Just barely see it. The ultimate target's going to be just like the dollar yen. Going to go after the just engulf the whole fucking week. Okay, I think that's about. Maybe let's chase it a little bit here with some buy stops. Okay, so let's see if we can get a panic run for half an hour right into 3 p.m. Just a blitzkrieg. Are you the same Paul Ryan that's running the government? Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, I don't think Paul can do the XM. I think Paul Ryan lives in the United States. He's in the U.S. government. He can't just sign up at XM. Used to be Trading Point. They're very fast servers. I think they give you 888 to 1 leverage. They give you 888 1 leverage there at XM. Really? Oh, damn. Then you're his twin in case something should happen. You're the fill-in guy. Here's an understudy. In case something goes terribly wrong. He gets molested by a one of those statists. People that believe the state is king. The state knows better. If you got a question, just ask the government. Call the Government Information Center. Get some good, bad info. It looks like it's running out of gas here. Coming back to the 2-yard line. Look how the sellers came in up here at this other 2-yard line. The 4-pip volley. And they just stopped some goober out. Yeah, you got to take your money and run on this 1-minute chart. It's like if you bought this pullback, you got to dump, buy, sell, buy, sell. You need a target of 3 pips. That's actually greedy on this chart. You did get a nice 6 pips sell off here, though. You know, if you have a 1-minute chart, you need the 2-pip grid. Let's face it. Right? Like it looks like a buy to me. I get my brain around that, right? It's retesting this doji. Just pull the trigger every 10 seconds here for the next 2 minutes. Build a position. I got a bunch of limits down there in case it smashes the hell. No, I put a 2. I'm gonna chase it 2 pips above. Buy stop. So it puts in a buy limit pretty deep. Okay, this is now. It's not with if it caves in and goes for a stop hunt. Those buy stops will be great because it'll come if it comes roaring back and rejects that area. You've already got the order sitting there. And if it's a scalp, there's 15 minutes stacks. You're just waiting for this to drift down and pull the trigger right now at the market. Anytime it's in that window, this is the buy window. 2-pip grid. So, a couple more buys maybe. I'm not really watching the margin there. This one. I think I'd buy this if it came back and retested this tonight in 8 hours. I'll buy at the market. Okay, this one's a little more, this one's a leading, this is the faster broker, so I'll buy this since he's late, Uniglobe's late, so I'll buy when I see the adamant move. I'm going to get about a 2-second jump. That's pretty big. Yeah, when the guy was arguing with me, the depth of market guys. Well, that's not a centralized thing, you know. Yeah, I know. It's arbitrage. Take advantage of the fucking shitty broker. Jesus. If your broker sucks, abuse them. Hook up a demo with a fucking high-end broker. Look at this beautiful pullback here. More oversold. They trapped right there. A little mini trap on that tick chart. Okay. So this should be the stampede starts here. 25 minutes to the top of the hour. If it's going to go now. It's do or die. The time's ticking. I guess what I can't understand about the market is why doesn't it just move in a straight line? This pullback here after the breakout, and you just get this really amazing channel on that 1 minute. So I gotta wait for this to break that channel or flag. It's more of a flag if you maximum zoom out. Here was your other entry back here. This is almost a completely symmetrical move. If you consider this to be the starting gate where they trapped in a 4-pip window, they trap everybody here to a first auction, then come engulf, pause engulf, still engulfing. Now it could just be over. This is going to have to resolve pretty soon. I don't know how long this is going to drift down. Time's ticking. People are, bears are getting concerned about the downtrend. They buy back their shorts. Bears aren't done raping it. Consider yourself raped. Bent over. Treated like a rag doll. Yeah, scaling out. I always forget to scale out because I can see a move coming, so I'll just move my targets up. Whereas I really should let the scalps happen. It's kind of if you build them in there, it's the plan your trade your plan philosophy, but, you know, easier said than done. So I'm going to buy there. I missed my buy at the market. I think I should have bought at the 2-yard line here. If I would have nailed it, there's like a mini stop hunt right here. But like I said, we could be done for the day. I'm just going to melt back, create a giant wedge. That's like saving grace about putting a buy stop here on the top of this wick, is that at least you're not chasing. So when this buys at the market, it puts an arrow in, so I had that turned off because of getting too many arrows, but okay, looks like buy at the market. 20-minute countdown. Panic for the bears. Got a great looking walk down here on the 5-minute. We could draw a trend line. We're anticipating a break of that trend line. Okay, I wouldn't chase it now. I'm going to let it go. So I don't like to add now because I just feel like they're going to trap me again. I think if you built a position at the market as it's pulling back, that's the way to do it. It takes more patience. But the cool thing about this trailing buy stop for 15 minutes, that seriously, it's saying the limits are going to disappear in 15 minutes. There'll be no exposure. So you'll be able to go away, go to the store, come back, and be like, well, you know what? if it didn't, could now the next step up is to put half-hour orders and then put 1 hour orders in. But I really think at that point you need to have it. The script needs to say 1 hour, 2 hour, because you better be careful you don't double-click an 8-hour script that's going to buy 10 pips deep. Because, you know, you really want to do a half hour, an hour if you're going to buy 10 pips deep, because the market probably moved down 10 pips. You want to put the 8-hour orders like 100 pips deep, 200 pips deep. Now, I used to do videos where I took a demo and took all the currencies on the planet and just double-clicked some crazy fucking arrays that I wrote. Just, I mean, nutty shit, like buys fucking 20K with a master stop, 300 pips deep, buys every 10 pips all day long. So I put up 6 yen pairs and just dropped it, same script across the boards, boom, boom, boom. Then I published the, it did okay, actually. You still, all it was really doing is helping you get into a trade without having to babysit the entry, just because you knew if the market went down, you wanted to buy. Just dumb shit like that. Buy low, sell high theory. We're just putting the orders in, right? Yeah, well, once you write a script, you'll figure it out real quick. Basically, how much do they charge to play blackjack? Anybody here know Andrew Dice Clay? Andrew Dice Clay, the comedian. He actually was broke, and he knows how to trade blackjack, and he gets a private table, and he was able to make about like 200 grand. He made like $500,000 because he needed the money. That's another thing. If you've got money, if you don't need the money, it's you know, if you have a day job that pays more than your balance in your account, then it's really going to be, you know, it's not like you try so the demo thing, see this demo I'm trading right here, I could blow it up. I mean, I would never, I'm testing stuff here, doing a video, I'm not going to have on my full focus. Now, if you have another account, say, that has a bad spread, let's see you have a 4-digit broker with a bad spread, you would just do swing trades on that. The only problem is the hard-written scripts, you got to write them all for 4-digit. I have some old 4-digit stuff around here somewhere. 4-digit scripts. The single drops auto-adjust between 4 and 5 digits. But the nice thing about a 4-digit tick chart, it's very easy to see what's going on. It's a breakout trader's dream, really. The 4-digit broker is a breakout trader's dream. There's no breakout on this 5-digit broker. Look at the tick chart. If I brought up a 4-digit tick chart, you'd say, wow, it just looks like fucking bar charts. Yeah, they're like mini bars. This thing is 10 times the res. So it's very shocking looking when it moves. Whereas a 4-digit just looks like I said, it looks like a futures market where the things move in big increments. Every tick is worth a lot in futures. Look how they went and stop hunted that fucker. He had to stop at the 2-yard line. Okay, here comes the stampede now. Just before 3 o'clock, there's some kind of reconciling of markets here. I see it all the time in the dollar. Now, it used to be the bond market closed at 3 p.m., but I don't see any pit anymore. I went to the Chicago Board of Trade. This used to be the hammer come down here, and then you have S&P close at 4, and then these brokers are going to roll over. So you could drift up. If you could spike up here 20 pips and you take out the floor on the 4-hour, you could conceivably, if you can take out this price substantially and end up hanging above it at the 195, then it could drift up into the ultimate target, or we're just going to go screaming straight up. It'll be psychotic, right? Dow Jones is making new highs, making history right now. Bitcoin is trying to recover from the assault, the Bitcoin washout. Okay, stocks are drifting higher. Who's buying stocks up here? At 222. Okay. Broker showdown. Okay, we cleared the channel. Now we have to start to cave into all these bear stops. Gotta start trimming the trees here. Otherwise, reflecting is going to drift down all night long. You're going to have to buy some at the market here, chase it. Let's see, pull back. As soon as I hit the buy button, that's another thing you can be guaranteed. As soon as you hit the buy button, the banks can see you press that. So they got drones outside your house. Yeah, he's good. He's serious, man. There's an interview with him. I can't remember who interviewed him. I think it was Joe Rogan. Yeah, he tells a story. Because Joe Rogan's like 3 hours, so people eventually get around to a good story. Yeah. There's no thread to hog. There's no thread to hog. Yeah, we're just waiting for the top of the hour. We're looking for a panic short squeeze on the euro dollar, blow through the floor at 119.30ish. Just so happens to be on this. That's just the price, really, because this broker's 4 hour. We have a shaved candle just about here, though. I go full auction. Go to 120. Just go screaming to 120. Of course, my dream is we go screaming to 120 here in the blink of an eye. But the reality is it may take all night to get to 120. So I hope you've got some, like an Etch-a-Sketch or something to keep yourself entertained. Okay, this could be a trap. Sellers are definitely coming in here. Got to take this. We got to really pound it. It's just got to go smashing up. That's British talk, right? Smashing, smashing. Instead of getting smashed, with smashing, that's good. Yeah. So yeah, I'm on the Skype here. Just call me on Skype. I was waiting for this one guy, some guy, poor guy that's misled by the torture of the market. Oh man, I just hate these slow moves. When the market was moving before, I mean, I gotta tell you, it's exciting when the market's slamming around. It's dangerous, but all these micro trade plans, it's hilarious. It's just like I said, I think Profi Forex is unregulated. And they got fucking killer execution. Gilt edge, they claim. Gilt edge. Razor sharp liquidity. It's funny because unless you're trading really big, none of that matters. Like if you're a swing trader, what do you care about ECN brokers? It's hysterical. It just doesn't matter. It's inconsequential. Okay, come on, people. 9-minute countdown. We got a slight pullback on the 1 minute here. Buy signal. I'd buy every pullback. Okay. We broke out of that channel. Need some follow through. Let's chase it. Fuck them. Stops are too wide on this script, I think. So you got to edit these to taste. Now, here's buy at the market. Okay, this is going to be 7 pip stop is kind of wide for this broker, so I go for a 5 pip stop. Let's go for a 4 pip stop to make 6 pips. You won't make, I mean, you kind of make it. At least the ratio is kind of good here. So I just rewrote. So the same control key is going to run that. And so I'm going to pull the trigger on that. You should see it come up in the platform. Most recently, you can't really see the. It's too compressed. I'd have to stretch out. I can see where it's at on here. It's like buying at the market, and the stop is way down here, 4 pips. When you look at a 2 pip grid on 1 minute chart, you realize how hard it is to just make 2 pips. Okay, I bought this. I'm buying this pullback. Okay, I'm done buying. So we bought a two pip pullback to the apex. The rationalization to pull the triggers. It revisited the apex of this triangle. Okay. Still waiting for the top of the hour. Wait for the hammer to come down. Okay. More creeper gear, boring trading. Let's see how stocks are doing. Still going up. Record highs. That was the record for the day. We took out this. If they trap them there, maybe the buyers come in on the euro. Looks like they're done. It's done going. Time to take a nap, huh? Yeah, it's just still pulling back. Looks like that's all she's got. So my 15-minute orders are disappearing though. 15-minute buy stops. Put some more here. So this is a terrible place to buy. It's got some resistance. So you're kind of stuck buying at the market here. Yep. Put buy stops in again. 4 minutes. 4-minute countdown. Got to buy at the market here. It's support. A lot of accumulation. Got a double bottom on the 5-minute. See whose tick chart's going to rally first. Add them out. Okay. Hammer comes down at 3 p.m. It didn't rally into the 3 p.m. Just dead in the water at 3 p.m. Severely long. Accumulating in a tight range here. Yeah, Bitcoin's going to hell. Here's Bitcoin's going to hell. There was a bounce scalp in here. Here on the 5-minute you could have bought. If you would want to step in front of here and buy. If you had trailing buy stops here running, you'd be long. It's coming back into the floor. This here's the seller's window. Came all the way back to the floor. Okay, Eurodollar. Let's load the wagon. I'm gonna bring the hammer down on this thing. Some market closes at 3 p.m. The bond market, I used to think. That's the debt market. Well, I guess we have to wait. Yeah. See if there's any correlation between Bitcoin and Eurodollar. Bitcoin down, Euro up. Oh man, time lasts forever when you're in these markets. That was the most boring half hour of the day, but it's got to give now. It's forming a. We just made a doji. Just gave birth to a big fat range area. Okay, 1 minute Bitcoin still going north. Retracing from that punishment earlier. Oh, smashing the euro. Oh well. That's what happens just before the top of the hour, that 1 minute window. All right, we're either going to win or we're going to blow this account up. This is why you need to have stops in the market. 10 seconds. Oh, here you go. 3 p.m. Boom. People that are short. Are the people selling here? Well, time's ticking. 26 hours left. 26 hours left to blow up your account. Creeper gear move. I wonder if stocks are going to sell off if this goes up. Everything go up. I've seen that before. Everything just goes up. Doesn't matter what it is. Like at the end of the day, everything just goes up, or in the morning. Well, geez. Looks like the bulls went home on the euro. Nobody's coming in. Just sellers now. Okay, let's buy some more. It's pulling back, drifting back. Put some stops in. I've got to spike it down before it goes up. Just stack a bunch of buy stops on top of it. Looks like a rape. But the bears are going to rape it before it goes up. I think I smash it down. Too many people on that train. Put buy stops on it. Buy at the market. There's too many people on the. Too big of a void left behind from that big rally. Left a big hole in the market. Big vapor lock. They got to smash it before it goes up. There's just. It's too crowded a trade. So I'm gonna put wider stop. I'm gonna put buy stops in with wider stop. Same stop entry, 2 pips above. But I'm going to start buying at the market down here. I don't know if my limit's filled on that. I got a trailing limit every time I drop this buy stop. Okay, there we go. As long as it's tanking like that. 15-minute buy stops running on top as it tanks. So it's taking out like a zipper on the way up. I'm gonna put scalps in now. Vicious pullback. It's dropping too fast to be a real move. Okay, just took a pause. Buy some at the market. That's why it's so hard to make money, because if you're in really big for a swing and you see that pullback, you're down like $1,000 trying to make $5,000. So you have to cash out. I didn't really cash out anything, the real money. I cash out and just wait to get a better price. You see the big picture now that the sellers came in at that trap on the that 4-hour window here. So all the sell limit banks, you could add sell limit banks up here to get just autofill before the sell come back. So that's 10 pips you could have made. All right, we're reloading the wagon. Let's start over again. Rebuild that position. I wasn't really looking at the... So you don't want to... This is why you don't want to move your take profits for an anticipated big move. So you have to plan your trade your plan here, buy stops, and it's going to need some fuel if it ever goes up. So it's a pullback on the 15. They just washed out anybody out that was trying to jump on that. That's too big of a bar to put buy stops in if you're going to place them on top there, but since I got a buy stop key, that's putting him in the middle of that. And that I'm picking the ATR per 15 minutes. So if I stack this up, no fill here as it drops. It's got the limit in front. So if it spikes down to here, stocks are just drifting. Bitcoin's drifting back up. See, this could go reject that floor. It's pulled back. And the 5 getting ready for a lunge. Okay. Not much you can do about that. Just have to wait for it now. Came all the way back to the channel. Now I'm the Admiral strategist. I heard they had, when Akil Stokes claimed he was a chief currency analyst, I thought, well, what about a general currency analyst or a admiral or a marshal? I'm the marshal currency analyst. I'm the head stop hunter. Chief sitting stop hunt. Double bottom here. Divergence on RSI, I gotta suppose. That's good enough double bottom for me. All double bottoms are created equal. Okay. 5 minute. Got a hammer on the 5 minute. So we'll get in before the break at the top of the hammer. Just going to buy at the market. It's a big fake out move there. Try to fake us out like a chemtrail. Really, do you think your broker's going to let you take some of those demo points home in the coffee cup form? The broker should let you, they should go, you know what? If you make money, because they have that contest on the demo, if you make money, we'll let you get a coffee cup if you can kill it on the demo. The broker's lousy name on it. Okay, we're going to gobble this up, taking advantage of this hammer, 5 minute hammer. Put buy stops on top of it. In case it keeps tanking. All right. I'm blowing the account up, but so I'm going to put some greedy targets in here, like 50 pips. So what if this is the, I got revisited that channel. Whole bunch of buy stops stacked up above us here. Waiting to get filled. So if we get a big spike up, it's just going to gash out as they come along. Tough out there. Hey Sarge, should we go in with some orders? Got a man down over here. Man down. He overtraded, lost his arm, broke it off on the mouse. What's that, officer stop hunt? How PETA feels about this war room. We could lose a couple birds with some birds seem oblivious to the war. Looks like the Euro got run over by a tank. Yeah, the problem with those tank guys, they can't see people outside of the tank, so it can get messy. It's tough out there. Did I say so? Oof. Hey, easy. Okay, market orders. Got triple bottom on the 1 minute inside the channel. I'm triggered by these sounds. It's making me overtrade. Albert Brooks anticipates the market, so that's the guy that quit his day job as a brain surgeon making 300 grand a year because he made more money in one afternoon scalping than he made all month, so he quit his day job. Double bottom on the 5 minutes. Inverted hammer. Hammer, inverted hammer. Triple bottom on the 1 minute in the channel. I say bye. Get the Stinger missiles out. Wow. Did you see that? Incoming. Okay. Looks like that was it. Just took out the fucking ammunition base. I think they're done stop hunting. Time to jump on the train again. Reload the fucking wagon. They kicked me out. Fucking bastards. Alright, Stampede. Come on, people. Let's see it. Yeah, I think you can take trading down to just a couple fucking trades. Market, order, and limit. Yeah, market, ordered, limit. Fuck all that other stuff. There's sick. It's like Boolean. You know, Boolean is and/or and all that stuff. So you have buy stops, sell stops, buy at the market, sell at the market, buy on a limit, sell on a limit. You have 6 orders. The rest is just academic. Yeah, 600 pages. It's ridiculous. I love Albert Brooks to death, but I watched his video, and I know a guy who's an Albert Brooks junkie, and he said to me, he's scalping, and he says to me, "You see that? And it goes to here," and I'm like, dude, just pull the fucking trigger. Just write a fucking trigger script that risks like 10 pips. You're risking about $1. You're risking $1, okay? If you go to Vegas and you sit down at the craps table, how much they charge you to play these fucking games? Same thing. Just don't overbet. Okay, pull back to the channel. So this should be it. We could see a full auction now. We're setting up for a 66 pip move. Loaded for bear. Loaded for fucking bear on this whore. Fuck them. Market maker bastards. Spit it down. I know what's going on. How dare they? No respect. Yeah, the birds aren't affected, but PETA's gonna sue me if they hear this fucking broadcast. He's endangering birds. I got some endangered species in the fucking crossfire. Come on, man. I loaded the wagon. Let's go. She's just another trap. Another fucking shower scene without lubricant. That's what I'm telling them. Too late. I think I overshot. You shouldn't have given me the Gatling gun. Shit. They just hit my car window.
Shoot that fucking 240 just like that graveyard.
That's what I'm talking about. 0-1. Look out. Read over. Or stop me out. You know, people write big books like that. You know, it's like they want to do the best they can, so they overshoot, I think. I guess people ask people questions, so they think they try to cover every question somebody might ask. But if you watch the Urban Forex Trader guy, Navin something, Navin Pachawachima, his thing is so disturbing. It goes on forever. He just keeps repeating himself, talking about cell phones and mastering this and that. He never uses the word, he never talks about trading the markets. So I said in the comments, what the fuck's, when's this guy going to trade? And some guy said, he can't talk about trading because he gets sued or something. That's not true, because Empowered Trading talks about trading, and they put on trades, and they're an educational course, so it's, you know, nobody's going to sue you. Besides, he's selling some Urban Forex mastering price action. Dude, mastering a trade plan, that's the bitch. Pulling the trigger, that's a fucking bitch. So, here we got a topic on the bottom here off of the previous, I'm going to buy signal here on the 5-minute. So the problem is it takes a long time for the market to set up for a trade. We got a quadruple bottom over here. I keep ricocheting off this level, and this might just be a drift up, a painful drift into Asia. Yeah, I started out on FX Street. I was on FX Street about 6 years ago, and there was a guy named John. Did you ever see the guy John? He's got like a clock. He's got a stopwatch for his icon, and he was a scalper out of Britain. And there was a girl there named Lisa. Lisa ran candlestick charts and did just goofball, clunky mechanical entries. She trade dumb shit like pin bars. And John and I would make fun of her. We'd ask her if her pin bar had formed yet. Meanwhile, we're scalping the fuck out of the thing. We scalped that pin bar. She was waiting for it to form. One man's pin bar is another man's whole trading day. Yeah, I was line chart on FX Street until it got really nasty in the chat room, and the guy that ran it out of Barcelona, Spain, the pussy shut it down like fucking oh god, like YouTube. He shut down the chat room because there was a guy there named Chuck Manson. It was, you know, like a Hitler icon. Picture of Chuck Manson. He's in the chat room, and he would just show up angry in the morning. He was like me, an angry trader. So he'd just say fucking bullshit in the chat window, like fuck you. He'd say shit like fuck you. Go figure, Charlie Manson has got a bad attitude. It was a black and white picture of Chuck Manson with a fucking swastika on his forehead. It's classic. Well, this looks like a painful trade. We didn't get no drama out of this. Still waiting for stocks to sell off. Thank God the war's still going. Bitcoin's falling apart. Look at the yen. Look at the sell on the yen. Here's a sell window. Put some limits on that treetops of the daily. Stocks look like they could sell off now. So this would be a big, right here's the daily stock market. Okay, here we go. Just like a Doberman, the market's turning on me. Time to load the wagon. Let's load the wagon. Russ never sleeps. Final assault. Anybody buying stocks on the trap? This is the high of the history of the stock market right there. Boldly go where no stock's ever gone before. Well, that's the problem. Albert Brooks doesn't want any malpractice lawsuits. But he's got a very good demeanor. Because I think to be a surgeon, you got to work good under pressure. You know, another good trader is Bill Williams. Bill Williams can fly an airplane, so he has a metaphor that the market is like drifting and it's climbing. You know, the market's climbing. Like he flies airplanes, so he has a whole. Yeah, at FX Street, there wasn't a lot of traders there actually, and they also had a blog post. So I'd post my blog there with a link to my video, and there was some guy out of Canada that kept saying to me, "Dude, nobody understands what you're talking about." And it's because I'd have people ask me, like, what the fuck? And I'm like, what the fuck, what the fuck? And then I posted stuff that was psychological in nature, you know, like, kind of like the athlete's mindset that he takes to winning and losing. And people are like, what's that? I'm like, well, you kind of want to get this competitive mindset going. So, all that stuff works good. Here's a 15-minute Dow Jones. Looks like it's still going up. It's unstoppable. So when you fix a scale like this, you can really see everybody's trade. Because you can go through the time frames here. Look at that, just keep buying that Dow Jones. Oof. You alright? I think somebody just got hit. Hey, you alright? Hey, Bitcoin's getting smashed again. Sellers came in at the floor. Yeah, Bill Williams. I met Bill Williams and I asked him, why are you getting in on that fractal? I said, that's a late entry. Why don't you run trailing stops? And he goes, we don't get in like that. He goes, it's just, he admits, yeah, that's not where you get in. You're just saying that's the fractal. People put buy stops and sell stops in those fractals. If you're not doing it on a 1-minute chart, here's a Williams fractal. See, you put your buy stop on here, but you can't do the fractal on the, like you're not going to get in up here because they're going to trap you, right? It would be retarded to put your buy stop to trade breakout. You're trading limits there. I did a video about the Williams fractal. It's just telling you, hey, you know what? Put a. least we're winning the war.
Yeah, we're good.
It's Miller time, guys. British pound, big up move there. That's another reason why I'm saying the dollar's kind of caked. It's kind of baked. It's done. Look at the weekly stampede. Look at this window. If the pound goes to here, you can almost bet your bottom dollar that you'd see the euro go when the pound goes into that weekly window if we make it. Australian dollar is trapped. Here's the 30-minute. See, here was the auction here on the Australian dollar. You could have just put buy limits down here and get this auction thing going. They came all the way back to the floor, and then they went beyond. So they came back to here, and then they went all the way to here. Amazingly, right? Then they ricochet off that. This is so boring. I don't know. I don't think that the euro's just ran out of gas, or everything's just kind of stuck. The best thing that Bill Williams talks about is that the best thing to trade the market with is your neck top computer, the one that's mounted between your shoulders. Bill Williams is, I talked to Bill Williams quite a bit on the phone before I went to his course. He's a super nice guy. He adds to a position. But he ran a bunch of stuff. He's a big Cray mainframe computer, the Cray computer, to do a bunch of crunching to see if his stuff worked. He wanted to see if it was valid. He back tested on some big fucking... Boy, this is a creeper gear exit off this channel. Yeah, market's dead, so... Oh well. There goes that exciting trade. It's just all drifting now. Right, well, there's that, you know.
That way, over the compound, second compound on the right.
Yeah, that third leg, that'll get you in trouble. Oof. I don't know. I'm pretty fucking bored. Bring me some ammo. Whoa. I bet he didn't see that coming. Trading standard lots. That's what it sounds like when you trade standard lots. Is the DAX making new highs? The DAX is supposed to, according to Andrew Cardwell, the DAX is the leading indicator for every stock market in the world. Got a triangle on the 5-minute euro. Something's got to give. It's safer the tank. I guess that's why boys like girls and girls like boys. Yeah, let's blame the move on the other country. Euro's dead. We're drifting into a super tight triangle. Somebody just bought it. Stocks are closing in 21 minutes. There goes the Dow, making history again. Look at the squeeze. 20 minutes to close. People are buying it. Dollar's going up against, your Dow's going up. Dollar down, stocks up. Anybody want to invest in the stock market today? Broker just called me and said it's bullish market. They say I should buy Apple stock because I got that new deep state phone that cost $1,000. Does a retinal scan and figures out if you have a body mass index that is going to make your insurance go up. Bitcoin just they just relieve the pressure in Bitcoin. Look at the sell-off in Bitcoin. I think the Bitcoin bubbles popped. We may never see those prices again. Bitcoin. Seriously. This is the monthly Bitcoin. Are you kidding me? Really? No, they popped that. That bubble popped. That looks like gold ricocheting off of 1900. Look at the weekly. That's the first pop. Buyers are going to come in here, there's no doubt. You come back here, buyers are coming back in. But then, is it just going to trade sideways for the rest of our life? I can't even, it trades so high I can't even zoom out past 5. Broker won't let me look past 5. Here's some technical analysis. Let's take these two highs and build a channel. Okay. Comes back to the channel, comes back to here. It would touch the channel before it got back to here unless it spikes down radically, you know. I could kind of see it getting to the trend line before it gets to the price level, so it's really going to be like this. Oof. That's going to leave a mark. I hope he's got Obamacare. We're leaving the triangle. Breaking out, breaking this trend line. 5-minute triangle. Or it's going to be just like that. It's going to go to hell. Boom. Ooh, this broker's getting all frisky. The bulls are making an attempt to run for the border.
Man, this is TV watching. We were just taking accurate IDX. Copy that traffic.
Yeah, I'm just using Bitcoin for a liquidity. I'm using it for a currency. Who's holding dollars in their mattress? Who's putting Bitcoins in their mattress? I used to trade stocks, penny stocks. This is what this Forex reminds me. Looks like they're gonna. Looks like the sellers are coming into Forex. And the euro dollar down. Sell off coming. That's a stock by stock basis. Depends what's, I guess it, you know, unless you buy an index, but I don't know, man. I think it depends how big you buy. I'd just rather scalp it because I don't mean stocks could just drift, range trade. I don't know. People invest in stuff. They ride out every pullback. Gosh.
Go.
Let's see what stocks are doing. Stocks just backed off that new high. Hey, what are they going to trap people up here? Breakout traders getting trapped on that. Stocks down, euro up. Maybe. They hit my car. I'm stuck in this damn trade until they stop me out or goes up.
Guys.
take the amount of money you got in the account, and then you take the cost of each script. Pretty simple. So if you hit the button every 15 minutes, wait for all those tickets to evaporate. What happened on Forex Factory? Somebody get hurt? They close it down. Overload the servers. Stocks are closing in 5 minutes. Guys, are 15-minute buy scripts. So if you don't get filled, it's sitting there. If it doesn't fill, the unfilled ones, whatever, every 15 minutes now, when you start filling the tickets, just keep track of what you've traded. You look at your margin usage. If you've got margin available, if you're going to use $100 of margin per day to trade, if you use 50, you got another. You just have to monitor your margin use. They shut down the when I was at FX Street, they shut down the chat room because people are getting people are just too aggressive. And they shut down the blog. You couldn't blog post anymore, so that kind of ruined the fun. It was a pretty stupid site. Just all advertising. There was the live analysis room with that floor trader out of California. He's not very good. I mean, just MACD and all this standard stuff. We walked down all the way back to the starting gate, all the way back to this top at 119, all the way back to this top. Classic. So we're waiting to break this trend line on the 15. Let's see if we get some drama. 1 minute left in the stock market. Just gonna buy, I'm putting the kitchen sink by. Just gonna buy everything that's not nailed down. I'm maxing this account out. There's one on the left. Put some big targets in here. Okay, kitchen sink. Kitchen sink's in here. Yeah, they just trapped everybody here. So there was anything on that 4 hour. This was the sell window right here when it went up into this. So. It backed off of that. Here comes the swing traders. Looking for 66 pips still here. Okay. Bring the hammer down. It's 4 o'clock. Let's see what happens. So there's a big chance to make 10 pips here if you scalped off of that trap in the 4 hour.
Right there, the house, right there, right in front of it. Across the river. He's firing, Mr. Roger. He's firing. There you go. Clean shot.
It's amazing 15-minute pullback. Just walked back down all the way to here, and then there was that last chop out for anybody that has a order there. They trashed you. This area here, anything that fell through the floor there. Maybe this rally could take us above the 119.40 and then drift to 120 by tomorrow. So I got 25 hours to hit my target. Got divergence on RSI when we were coming down there. 2-period RSI. Got to close above this line and hold, and then
I guess you've been monitoring, but we've got that movement again out there where the illumin's going in. Round close.
Got to trim that out here. Got to zip through that. 10 seconds. 5 minutes after the top of the hour, some big deal here. Because all 5-minute robots are going to come in, I suppose. Stocks are just still going higher. It's ridiculous. Super tight spreads on this evolved markets. I can't even see the spread. It's a lot of market noise. Markets are noisy. I think you just got to write down. You just got to decide which tickets you're going to run. Just write them down. Indicators. Just have to figure out how much you're going to risk per day, per hour, and then just stick to the risk plan. Sadly, it's that kind of boring. It's just like if every hour you risk $1 an hour, so $2 an hour. Every hour you put in a $20, 20 pip stop. There's $2 every hour. And just take it from there. Really. Yeah, but it really plunged today. They pulled the rug out. Chinese pulled the rug out last week. I don't think it's just a crowded trade, really. That's another thing Bill Williams taught me, is that the news is designed to fit the market moves. So the market moves, and then you have to have a reason for it. The market moved because it moved. Then people got to spin it. People want a reason why the market moved. Like, what's going to be the story today? See, it's just like the old, if you got a hammer, everything looks like a nail. So after the market moves, people will say, oh, look at this because of that. Has nothing fucking to do with it. Look at Trump's in office, the market's going up. There's nothing fucking to do with it. They just passed a bill. This is the old story I think this isn't a book. I've been told this story. Soybean traders are in Chicago. There's a drought. They're bidding, I read in a book, they're bidding up soybean market. So they bid everything up really high. And it starts raining in Chicago on the windows, and they fucking went limit down on soybeans. The drought's not over, it's just raining on the window. Right? Don't let facts get in the way of a good story. Right? Never let the facts get in the way of a good story. Waited all day for this thing to break this trend line. I think they're not charging me rent in this fucking trade I'm in. I have to make another payment. Stay for another 30 days, please. Can I get a late checkout? Bill Gates had a fat finger. Bill Gates, he stopped going to the gym and his finger got so fat, he went to his keyboard. Instant execution. I wonder if is he allowed to short Apple? Is Gates allowed to short Apple stock? Welcome to the Forex Cafe. What would you like? Would you like a side of hedge? Can I start you out with a pip cocktail with an umbrella? Yeah, I was down. So, Mark Douglas is in Chicago upstairs in this, and had stopped drinking coffee so that I could become a more disciplined coffee trader. So I stopped drinking coffee. So I show up in Chicago, and there's about 10 of us in a room, and it costs, at that time, it only cost $800 to do this meeting. So, there's coffee served in the hotel. So I go for the coffee, and I'm like, God, this coffee is so good. It smells so good, and they had like a cupcake. So I fell off the wagon right there upstairs with Mark Douglas. I became a coffee fucking... Ever since that seminar, I just became a coffee junkie all over again. And, yeah, he was just, we had the workbook, but I'm not good at workbooks. He had the Discipline Trader workbook and everything. But that stuff just drives me crazy. Like on the right column, fill out everything that pisses you off. On the left column, fill everything that doesn't piss you off. Well, nothing on the left column. So I went down to the workout room, and he's down there working out. But I didn't badger him. So how you make $1 million? Okay, we're about to break this trend line here. This will be the 80th attempt. That's right, people. It takes patience. I met the guy from the Wall Street Journal. He was from public TV. It's like 1989. Skinny guy, and he used to be on the He's on the Wall Street Journal on PBS. Hey, this looks like Poindexter. So gold's trading at $275 an ounce, and I come up to him and I go, the Greenspan's in office. I'm like, explain to me why gold is... I said, why aren't you guys talking about gold? He says, oh, I don't know. I said, fuck, $275 an ounce for gold? So I was kind of excited to talk to somebody. The only person I ever talked to that was on TV that I knew, it was on a financial show, PBS, so it's kind of like a... Not like I got to see Marilyn Monroe. Yeah, Muslim accounts exist because they're as guilty as Jews. They feel guilt more than a Jew. They're not supposed to make money on interest, so there's non-swap accounts. Because when Wednesday night comes, you could just park your money. People that park their money in a currency just to earn interest. So your broker will pay you. A lot of brokers will pay you if you just deposit money. They'll pay you interest on your money. The swap plus they'll just pay you to park your money there. But the Muslims feel like that is usury. Making money from charging interest, it makes them, they lose a couple virgins. They have to, like it's tough on, I guess it's breaking the religious law, and they don't want to be struck with lightning and shit, so. I never signed up for one because I thought maybe I'd have to break out a prayer rug and prove that like when you send a picture of your driver's license, you need a picture of you on the prayer rug, otherwise they're going to put you in a normal account. Yeah, ask your doctor about Stopatine. Bloatine, here we go. Finally, it's fucking moving, see? This is the trade that I wanted to happen when I first signed. It was running. It was moving when I first logged in. It was right here. Justice grinds slowly in the Forex markets. The wheels of justice grind slowly in this game. Is your last name Shell? Maximilian Shell? Wasn't he part of MGM Grand? Who was the director of MGM Grand? The reluctant rally, the reluctant bull. Brokers are going to close here. The spread on this broker on the left is going to get so wide that you're going to have to get the fuck out of the trade. Spread's going to go to 20 pips on this broker on the left. So, what people hacked into Equifax? Is that the is that like a credit reporting bureau? We're in it to win it, damn it. Okay, so we have to wait for this has to take out the highs. Take out the high of the day, then drift into Asia to hold it for a swing. Or, yeah, just hold it. And I don't know if they can get it back below 119, so I have stops below 119. And so the question is, Can they take it back below here? If we can get to here, so if we can close above this price and then it goes sideways up in here and goes all drifty, then it could climb into Europe, it could climb up there and then just kind of keep plugging along. It's got to hold this trend, it's got to hold this now. This trend, this would be the new channel for it to walk up, possibly. See, this breakout here is about the same angle as this breakout. And this is the doji. So there'll be resistance, we figure, like this. Somewhere up here, we'll be banging up on that line, possibly. Try to figure the next cubicle it's going to walk into. Yeah, trend trades, the higher the probability to trade, the worse it is. Yeah, the spikes earlier, if you had the right trade plan for that, you need to really have a wide bank of limits to capture the wick, the spikes. And if you're there to see it happen, you can trade at the market stuff, but you got to be seriously getting the fuck out within 5 to 8 pips, 10, 18 pips each move. You gotta get out, because it's all temporary. Like even this here, sellers just came in. Yeah, because the floor right here, a lot of people are selling right there. So the scalpers are exiting there. If it goes full engulf, it'll just shear off take out the high of the day, go into Asia, or go into the top of the hour, and then get all choppy and weird after that. Most likely. Welcome to Creeper Gear Moved. Creeper Gear markets designed for people with patience. There must be a pill you can take. Since I took Marketing, I'm able to sit in front of the monitor without the market being open, and it doesn't bother me. That's how I know it's working. So I just took profits on something. I already had my exit defined there. So it's scalping. As it goes up into that, I'm going to leave all those targets just like that. This is if it takes out, so the high keeps going. So I'm just going to let it cash out. So now, if you weren't in enough margin here, you could move these targets up to the top of the day, maybe. This way, it's cashing out along the way. Yeah, Mark Douglas told me that when we were upstairs there, he said that they hire the trading floor. They hire ex NFL football players to trade on the floor. Which is kind of funny because they're only there because they're tall and they're big and they can get their orders filled. But then they're traders. They're executing for firms, but they've still got to, they had to learn how to trade it. They never saw a chart. I don't think a lot of these guys, they didn't know what a chart was, but they were just set out there to be the execution guy. See, the sellers came in there. Could buy this on pullbacks, but we're already long. I could put a couple buys at the market, maybe. Let's buy a little bit of this pullback. Can't put too tight a stop in here because the market's. The brokers are going to widen that spread and fucking blow you up. Yeah, I think you could drop some LSD 25. That might speed up time. Of course, if your keyboard's melting, you may not be able to pull the trigger. Or you could sit on a razor blade. That would distract you from the market. Okay, buying that pullback. I'll load the wagon here with my scalp ticket. See, that stop's coming in here. Every time I hit that button, it's putting a stop right there. Pretty. See, it's a trailing stop now. So when the market's really rocketing up, you could just keep nailing that. It's got to keep going up, though. If it backs up, it's going to smash you out. Yeah, you don't want to drop any Quaaludes. You don't want to trade like Bill Cosby. Looks like the panic squeeze here is the broker's close. We could spike up, take out the high of the day here. Ideally, we go smashing up. Broker closes, the spread won't bother us because they'll be far enough away from our stops. Because there's a delay on the stream. There's, I think it's about a minute. When you broadcast, it's not optic fiber. I'm not going out optic fiber. I guess the gamers are. As long as my stream's not affecting your MT4 platform, no, that would be interesting. Is it slowing down your platform, my feed? Yeah, every broker at 5 p.m. In 15 minutes, every broker on the planet is going to pull the plug, and they're going to... some brokers, they won't let you trade for 5 minutes after the top of the hour. And most of the spreads will turn to shit right at the top of the hour, and all the way into Asia, they start to tighten up in about 2 hours. They'll start to tighten up. But they're, for the most part, you know, it's like the end of the day, really. It's kind of like, well, it's a 24-hour market, but man, if you're in a scalp, you better get the fuck out of the market here in about 15 minutes. Okay, we're cashing out into these predefined exits on this broker here. Looking to blow through the high of the day. Just go zooming up, and we have the choice to go flat. About to take out the high of the day. We're within about 4 pips. No. 6 pips from the high of the day. It's a 2-pip grid on the right. How about NyQuil? Does NyQuil do anything to time? Or how about rubbing alcohol? I think that slows time down if you start drinking rubbing alcohol or wood alcohol. I had a chemistry set when I was a kid. This is back when you were allowed to blow yourself out. You didn't have no bicycle helmet, so I had wood alcohol, and I thought, that's interesting. I didn't know you could make alcohol out of wood. Boy, did I burn myself. Because the blue flame, you couldn't see it on that alcohol. And then there was the infamous how to make rubber critters. Burn myself on that. I love burn wounds. Okay, we're 3 pips from the high of the day. There's the high of the day. Knocking on heaven's door. Stocks. Oof, they backed up. Stocks are taking out the high of the day. Yeah, Bitcoin. Bitcoin's just drifting up and down. Alrighty then, the sellers came in. They couldn't take it very far there. It's a good thing we had those targets set to get the fuck out. Boy, that was a hefty little blast, but they couldn't take it out the high of the day. It's a nice attempt. We still got 12 minutes of disaster left before the disastrous spread. Yeah, I think cocaine would be good for the news. A little faster execution. You know, as long as you can... If your nose starts to bleed, though, you might want to get like a cover for the keyboard that you can overlay. Last thing you want to do is have the blood jam the keyboard. Do you know your broker by first name? Is your broker, is it a female? You're pretty familiar with her. Get her home phone number. Looks like she wants to pop through the high of the day here. Cash me out. I'm not going to stop it. It's a classic trend trade. Look how boring this is. Walking up this channel. You could have faded that. You could have counter trend traded that pullback. It's getting crazy up here near the top. Five minutes to bad spreads. Yeah, we're gonna wrap this thing up at the top of the hour when the spreads get bad and come back. Asia, they tighten up. Yeah, I'm long the euro dollar from 119. I was long from 118.80 and I dumped at 119. It paused and it went sideways, so I got in for another rally. Then I dumped it at where we're at right now. Then when it drifted back, I accumulated. So if we could spike out the high of the day here, if in Asia we could start going up, I'll just hold it until tomorrow. I'm looking for $1.20 by the end of tomorrow. Looking for 80 pips more on the looking for the stock market to start going up. Stock market's making new highs. But I don't know if there's news coming out tomorrow that could that the market could sell off, but what's the news tomorrow? Is there like NFP or some bullshit? Let's see tomorrow's news. Yeah, I just got retail sales. I guess just the classic nonsense. Then you have the stuff that's going to hit tonight, probably Australia news. Business manufacturing New Zealand, 6:30 p.m. So that's an hour and a half. Hour and a half for that. Yeah, I traded the spike on the euro today. That was pretty ruckus. It was a lot of fun. Okay. This will be the final nail in the coffin here. 2-minute warning. Minute and a half. I just don't see why they don't bid it up. 3 hours fucking ago if we're gonna go up there anyways. But who can make sense out of the crowd doesn't seem to want to there's just not them. It's a spike up, drift down, spike up, drift down. See, the spread's already getting wide here on the left. The spread on the left is going to go to 25 to 50 pips in about 15 seconds. It's really unbelievable how punishing it is. Like I just went to 3.4. It only gets worse from here. So the one on the right, it didn't widen too bad on the one on the right. Oh, gold? Yeah, I saw gold was up in the sell zones. I mean, it really depends what kind of trade you're trying to do. The final destination for any instrument is pretty ridiculous to talk about, because how can you get on the train to ride it to that destination without getting stopped out? So it's more like, do you have a scalping strategy, do you have a swing strategy, you have a trend strategy, and then the idea that a market's going somewhere is kind of ridiculous, because you could never survive it if you ran too tight a stop, and you would run tight stops if you're risking a bunch of money. So it's a big paradox. It's a big but your brain does want to find, your mind says, where's it going? What do I do? So you could have made a fortune this morning from buying the spike on the Eurodollar. That whole retracement, you could have set up a whole plan and laid $1 million worth of limits in and just be like, done for the day. Just made a bunch of fucking money. You see gold. If you look at gold, it's like, well, what time frame, right? I mean, here's a sell window. Everybody's selling up here, right? Well, did you sell enough up there so you could scalp the top of that gold? If that's your trade, counter trend trading, that's a killer trade, right? If you're a bull, your entry was here for the scalp to buy this top, right? To buy this top. If you look at this, you turn this on, you would have got filled. If you put a pending on gold right here, based on that structure. So how could you have gotten long gold here? Would you buy that first breakout? Is this the trend? Is this a perfect trend line? Okay, great. Now turn this shit on. Holy fuck, what about this? Right? What about this? So this is somebody's scalp. This is also the guy with the trend line. He just got his ass kicked. Right? So he didn't get to realize this big run because he ran a trailing stop here, and they just bent him over and raped him. No lubricant. Just put sand in his ass. Right there. That's why you'd have to be long with a wide stop, and you got pending limits coming in underneath to catch it. 4-hour chart, whole different story, right? Look at the 4-hour chart. Now here's some great it's drifting down. You have a trailing buy stop. Bam. But you know, look at gold in the long run here. Look at gold. Look at the monthly. You really think we're going to come back up here? Oh, here comes the euro dollar. Okay, what's the spread going for here? Euro dollar's ready to engulf tonight, looks like, so we're going to ride the storm out and swing trade it. Yeah. Okay. So, looks like a drift up. These brokers are offline, I think. Oh, they're still moving. Here it goes. Spread's not bad here, but if you look at the spread on the yen or Australian dollar, it can go to an insane amount of pips right here at this time. So these are pretty loose spreads until we get to yeah, like I said, it really depends if you're scalping or if you're gonna. You're buying gold on pullbacks right now, aren't you? If you're buying, so what time frame are you trading on, right? You missed this entry here, I guess, if you're a scalper on gold. This wonderful wick down here. Here's the 1-hour gold. I don't know. You got to be willing to make just a few cents. Like, there's no fuck. I mean, what's the trade, right? Put a sell limit up here. Put a sell limit high, put a buy limit low. That's basically it. If you don't want to sit here and decide now. You can put a buy limit down here, put a sell limit up there, and just pulling back here. Pulling back to the trend line here. Spread's terrible. See, when I buy here, look at the spread is 3 times normal size. See, holding gold for the uptrend, anticipating a break of looking for gold to take out this high here. definitely resistance. There's resistance all along the way. Okay, so let's go back to this guy. Stocks are still going up. Yeah. You always hope for the gap to fill. It was quite a sell-off in gold there. See, the thing is, after this big sell-off, it was a range trader's dream. There wasn't really any good. This wick here was the pounder. Just everything does that when the news comes out. Just like the euro dollar, if you put a basket of limits down here, and then your exit's got to be at the top. This wick just before the plunge, and that was a cash out to go the other way. And then the true range got really quiet here. This is where the trend traders would come in, because you've got a trend line. It's quiet enough to run tight stops on the entry. Scalp out of the gate and hold the rest for this move probably. Market craps out into the 15-minute floor right there, dead on the wick. Sellers come in. So the scalp would be have a bunch of tickets stacked up on the previous support to trade a ricochet counter trend trade off that. But now it's just all drifty garbage now. $13.42. That's pretty dreamy. $13.42. I wish. The gap. Good luck. There's a lot of there's a lot of hell to pay before you get up there. I mean, that's just dreamland target there. It's gonna take a long time to get there. First you gotta get past this. There'll be a bunch of people selling off of that, selling off of this. Right now it's a sell, right? Here at previous floor. That's just lofty targets like that make you crazy unless you got patience and you got wide stops. Okay, here comes the euro dollar. So euro dollar is expected to drift up all night, and stocks, God knows what's going to happen here with stocks. There's a 4-hour bars. Okay, so I'm going to go get some cheap food. Breakfast at Champions. Okay. Alrighty then, thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna close this puppy out. See if I can find the patience to ride the euro tonight as it goes, and try to looking for that engulf situation where by the end of trade tomorrow they could be up 80 pips. Okay. Alright, take it easy and wait for the market to about 2 hours before the market kind of tightens up and gets a better pattern, gets a better situation going. I gotta try to get the restaurant to cook my food right tonight. When I call my order in, every time I call my order in, it's a big drama. They say, like, they don't say when I say I want this. They don't go They just sit there dead silent and they go, is that all you want? I go, well, you're not acknowledging everything I order when I order it. Okay, guys. Take care. Wait for some drama before we come back.